So you drop Amazing, and that's on East West, correct?
That is correct. Yep, that's on
Okay.
East West. Um, I'm trying to think. Did Touch All come before that? No, no, no. I think Amazing was the first single that we dropped.
Okay. So in October '95, you appear in the Source magazine.
Yes, sir.
Got your hip
Oh,
hop
yes, sir.
quotable. So
Yes,
does
sir,
this,
man.
and you also got the Sure Shot singles in there as well.
Yes, sir, man. And you
So,
you know what's really crazy about the Sure Shot single? If you because we're gonna get to the quotable, I definitely want to expound on that. But the Sure Shot single is really crazy because in that same in that same on that same page is Ski producing the producer of In My Lifetime. Am I correct? I haven't seen that page in a while, but it was almost like
yep.
when you go back, they split, payroll split up. Ski went his way and we went our way, and so, but it was never like, right, exactly. It was never like a beef or anything like that. He would come down with Jay and Dame. So we met them early, man, in the game. But it was like we had the deal and they were kind of like independent, like trying to grind it because I don't think they were trying to get a deal, but I don't think they were it was happening for them, just being honest, which was obviously a blessing in disguise because they ended up, where they ended up taking it. And then so many of us unfortunately signed those deals and it didn't work out for us, so man, shout out to them brothers. Shout out to Ski, Jay, Dame, whole Rockefeller. Like that's family. But what I'm getting at is that's crazy that in on that Sure Shot single, it was like I was there and they was there, and it was about to begin for them, obviously, and for me, it was, I was there. I was happy to be there, man. I
Right.
was still winning. I was still winning at that time.
Right. Before seeing your face in the Source, let's back up just a little bit to the recording
Yes, sir.
process of Amazing. And
Yes,
what was
sir.
that? What was that deal for at East West? Did you sign a one album deal? Was it a singles deal at the moment, or is it a whole? We're getting ready to work on the Raw Factor.
Yeah, it was the whole album. It was a deal for actually it was a deal for 3 albums with production deal, but it was via Three Boys from Newark. So in other words, Elektra gave Vince the label, he signed me to his label, and so it was basically like a production deal. Is really kind of what it was, even though I'll call it a label deal because it was an official imprint. He had a label that was on East West Electra, but he then also gave my man Fanatic a production deal for him to produce on other artists and to produce my album. And so, but yeah, it was for multiple albums.
So when you recorded Amazing, was it bubbling before the Source got it? What was the process? And how did the Source get that song?
So to be honest with you, man, I don't know how the Source got that song, but I think I know that we recorded it and I think we had released it to DJs, like on a promo side of things, and I don't know how. I mean, obviously, we must have had a pretty good promotion team at that time. I think my man Sin-seer Thompson was behind. Look, another Sin-seer,
Right.
and, my man Sin-seer Thompson was behind the promotion. Um, of that album, getting it ready and everything about it. And so I think he may have got it into the hands of the Source. I'm not sure, but I know that he was hitting. We had pretty good promotions, and the song hit a lot of DJs. And so I don't know exactly how the Source got it. I couldn't tell you, but I got a call from a guy one day, and letting me know that I think Mr. Clark was his last name, but letting me know that he wanted to do a quick phone interview with me. I never even met him. and he was just telling me he was in, you know, he really enjoyed the song, and that they were thinking about using it for the hip hop quotable. I'm like, oh my God, like that is for me. That is a that's an honor, man. You know, and what the source meant at that time. You know, like we every time we would buy an issue, we would go. I go right to that. I want to see who got it this month. You know, so that was like, bro, that's like the equivalent of me getting some kind of award or something, man. So that will always stick with me. So I was I couldn't believe it. You know, I'm sure there was some probably more worthy people that could have got it at the time, maybe, and felt that way, maybe. And they was like, "Who is this kid?" But so, shout out to the source, man, for taking a chance on a new up and coming guy. And you know, I appreciate that, man. And again, I don't know. It could have been some. Hey, I know you. You know me. Let me. You know. I mean, I don't take nothing. I don't be like, yo, oh yeah, it was me, man. You know. But all I can say, man, I really appreciate them doing that, man. That was like nothing else.
Right. Did you get a chance to pass by the Stretch and Bobbito show around this time?
Yeah, man, we did, man, and it's out there, man. You probably could find it on YouTube. But yes, we did, man. Big fans of them, man. We were listening to their show for so many years, you know, when we would come to New York, and then when we started, you know, living there, when we got signed, and we were just very big fans. So we you know, we kind of pushed to be on that show, you know. But what really happened that night, I'm gonna be honest, for anybody that listens to the show, what really happened that night, we got caught up into snapping with them dudes and playing around and joking, because they did a lot of that, and we used to love to hear them do that, you know. So when we went on the show, we just start really mainly Fanatic. He was bugging a little bit, and I was fucking with him. I was like, yeah, let's do it. But then it got to a point where if I could go back, I would have so all right, let's cut the games. Let's talk about the music, man. You know, because you know, later on in life, I realized when I go back and listen to it, we wasted a lot of time playing around up there, and that is such an epic. Just like I was saying about the source, that's such an epic look when you look back on it. To even be on that show and be a part of that, you know, you want to really make your mark on that show, you know. And so that's my only regret, man. But yeah, we're gonna drop that one in the bag too. We got that one too, man. No doubt, man.
So Amazing's bubbling. You see yourself in the source. What was that reaction like going to the store and peeling those pages open?
Oh my God. So, you know, I knew it was coming because the guy, we did the interview, and I knew it was coming, and I was just waiting, man. I was just waiting to see it come, you know, for the issue to come out. And finally it came out, man. And I told somebody else, and they had already got it. They said, I got me one and I got you one. So one of my peoples that got it and said, yo, I got it, man. Come on over. And it was just like, it was a feeling of like I had accomplished something, man. Like, you know, again, even Biggie said, man, mom smiles every time she see my face in the source. So, you know, man, you have to be from that era to understand how good that felt, man. And so, you know, hey, man, and I think that is something that has also kind of kept me going through the years. People remember that. And so they say, yo, what happened to that guy? You know, and so I just can't say enough about that look, man. Whoever that guy was, Clark, Mr. Clark, he really, you know, and I could tell, I will say this, and I'll close about the quotable thing. He was feeling that record because he was like, yo, man, you said this and on this line, and it wasn't like like I know you think it may have started that way. I don't know, but I do know that he was definitely feeling the record, you know, and it's a dope record, man. You know, and it sets up for the music is real. It's a gap. I don't want to give away the I won't give away the sample credit, but it's a dope song produced by Reggie Burrell. Actually, not even Fanatic. Reggie was one of Vince's producers, in-house producers, and he was just like, "Yo, I got something I want you to hear," and and I was like, yeah, Fanatic had produced the whole album. And he was just like, yo, man, I got something I want you to hear. And when I heard it, I was like, I gotta get on that, man. Like that joint is dope, And so it turned out good, man. I didn't think it was gonna go to that level, but I will say this, I wish we ended up shooting only one video for the album, which is Touch Y'all, and that has its own little story. But I ain't gonna lie, I wish we would have shot a video to Amazing. And one day I'm planning on maybe going back and doing that,
Right.
even doing it retro.
Dope. Yeah, you mentioned Touch Y'all, and you said there was a story behind it. What was the story behind your second single, Touch Y'all?
So Touch All was produced, Amazing is getting this buzz and everybody's loving it. Can you imagine how Fanatic is feeling? He's probably like, I did the whole album. How's this man gonna do one song? And I mean, it was no hatred or nothing, but he like, I know I got a single that I got, we can find one of my joints to be the single. And I was just like, man, no doubt, bro. I understand the game and the politics of the game, and I was like, shit, Amazing could be the second single, or well, actually it already became, it was so hot that it became the first single. But I was just like, we can come back with yours and shoot the video to yours, and that will garner a lot of attention to that. And so that's actually how it went down. But Touch All, was a dope record. It's just it's a different record. The hook is very catchy, and it uses that, well, again, I don't want to call samples, but it uses a sample that's been used afterwards. I want to say shout out to Fanatic for always catching things early. Like I was saying about the Johnny Guitar Watson, like he's always been able to catch samples before people used them, like years before people used them, and there's no exception with a lot of some of those songs on the Raw Factor album. But yeah, Touch All was the second single, and I was proud of it. We shot the video. It was shot by Francis Lawrence, who is the director of I Am Legend for Will Smith. So at that time, he was a young guy up and coming, and he wanted to do some futuristic stuff like virtual reality and putting on these virtual glasses. And I'm like, what are we doing here? We in Manhattan, on the roof, and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. But years later, I see, looking at his work, because he's done a lot of stuff. Francis Lawrence has done a whole lot of stuff if you Google his name. But he was ahead of his time, man. And so that's what I look at Touch All as. The video was very innovative. And then obviously we did a remix with Sadat X that a lot of people have always said that they were fond of. And I like that remix as well. And so that's Touch All, man. It has its own little place too, But I think Amazing was that joint that we could have really jumped out there with a good video to that might have changed the whole